Welcome back to Unity of Flagstaff. I am Reverend Penni Honey. You know, I do say it is our joy to have you join us. It really is our joy to have you join us. Every time people of like-mindedness come together, people that are willing to listen, open hearts and open minds, we start to change things in our world when that happens. So thank you. It truly is our joy to have you join us here at Unity of Flagstaff, here on our YouTube channel at youtube.unityofflagstaff.org. You know, you can always go to our website at www.unityofflagstaff.org. It will verify everything I have to say to you today in our announcements. So be sure and join us for our Sunday social hour. This is at 11 o'clock on Sundays. There's a link, of course, on our website. And you just click on it, you'll be let in, and you'll just join the fun. It really is a fun connection. And it is typically the time that we would be coming together were we coming together. So won't you join us? I also want to bring your attention to the Planet Consciousness, the PC team. January 14th is going to be their first meeting. It will be at 11 a.m. That Zoom link is also on the website. If you have any trouble, then you just email me at office@unityofflagstaff.org, and I will get you connected with the PC team. Thank you for that. We are looking to shift toward planet consciousness here in the ministry and seeing what kind of impact we might have on the rest of Flagstaff. So I hope you'll check that out. We have lots of stuff in our newsletter this week. I know you're looking at that newsletter. And if you're not getting that newsletter, please email me at office@unityofflagstaff.org. It really is our only big communication with you right now. So I appreciate that. And share that newsletter. There may be some people out there that want to know a little more about Unity of Flagstaff, and that'd be a good place to start. So thank you for that. And I invite you to take a little stroll around our website. It is changing all the time. And it looks good. So check it out at www.unityofflagstaff.org. We will now enjoy the music of Wiley Beveridge. He will be singing a song written by Sue Riley, and the song is entitled, "We Share the Dream of Peace." We appreciate you, Wiley. Thank you for bringing your light through your music.
My skin may be a different shade, my language not the same. I pray in different places, I call God by different names. My clothing may not be like yours, might stand out in a crowd, but in universal spirit, there are differences allowed. We have the precious present, and our present holds the key to a world that is more loving as we share the dream of peace, as we share the dream of peace. My arms embrace my children, I fall in love, I cry. I marvel at the sunset as another day goes by, but halfway round brings rainbows too. Though we might see so different, I am just the same as you. We have the precious present, and our present holds the key to a world that is more loving, as we share the dream of peace, as we share the dream of peace, imagining the future, remembering the past. Together we can co-create a vision that will last. We have the precious present, and our present holds the key to a world that is more loving, as we share the dream of peace, as we share the dream of peace.
I invite you now to rest. A cleansing breath, and then we rest. So many things that we can bring into this moment. And if they're here to be healed, we let them come. Those that no longer serve us, we give them permission to be on their way. And those thoughts and concerns that we might have about the future, we allow those to represent hope in our lives, and we wrap them in that consciousness. And so we rest with our thoughts. We allow ourselves to have the thoughts that we're having. We allow ourselves to have the feelings that we're having. We just rest. God, Spirit, Divine One Creator, Great Spirit, we stand present, humbled, as we know, acknowledge, and experience our oneness in this moment. is only God. And we breathe that in. We allow that to permeate our cells. We feel our warmth and safety in that thought. God is ever present in this moment and in all the moments leading up to this one. And we rest. We rest in this place of divine connection. God is right here. And we breathe that in. We allow it to unfold any fears, any anger, any disconnection. We see it enfolded in the very presence of God. Of God. In every moment, there is only God. And we feel the healing. We recognize that connection. And we rest right there. We rest. And we know this truth for ourselves, and we know it for all others. The woundedness, the fear, the sadness, the anger is healed in these moments as we are present to the presence of God. And we breathe. We know the light of who we are. It is by the darkness that we know the presence of light. We know the light of who we are. And we know the light of each other. All others consciousness back into this present moment. And we say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. And so we let it be. Okay. This is my third attempt to start this message, this recording. You know, there was a last-minute change after yesterday's events. It would have been Wednesday's events, I guess. What I thought was going to be the message wasn't. Things change around us, don't they? And in all of these changes and all of these events that have just transpired in the last day or two, coupled with an unprecedented, and I'm starting to really not like that word, an unprecedented year with a pandemic, etc., etc. For me, sometimes it's difficult to know that God is greater than this experience. And I am one of the fortunate ones. I'm not trying to feed children. I'm not trying to hold a job at home and educate children. I'm not without a job. I'm one of the fortunate ones. And I know how tired I feel some days. And I really don't remember that God is greater than the experience that we're having in these moments. And I've lived a little time on this planet. My experience tells me that God is greater. It's not always easy to see. Sometimes it's not even possible to see in a given moment. But God expressing through me, God expressing as you, is greater than any condition. And you know, we can get into all those conversations about things being illusions and we're creating this, and I'm not dismissing those. But I don't know about you, but in this moment, this doesn't feel like an illusion to me. I think that hindsight, you know, I think that looking back on this, I'll see the gifts in all of this. I will cherish the moments of learning how to do things differently and watching the progress we've made in this difficult time. But I just got to tell you, I have a hard time getting back to that place because I forget that God is greater than, and you fill in the blank. Greater than fear, greater than chaos, greater than anger, just greater. You know, in conversation with a friend, she said, well, my first reaction was fear. Well, I'm going to be very authentic. My first reaction was anger. I was mad at what was happening in the capital of the United States of America. I honestly can tell you that I don't know that I had a real direct connect and wanted to blame anybody specific initially in that moment. I was just angry that our democracy could be seen by our children and by people in the world in this light. I was angry. How about you? What was your emotion? What was your sense? What was your feeling? Be with it. Allow it. You know, in New Thought, we kind of want to smear it over sometimes with all this positive stuff. Be with it. It may not be a fun feeling. It may not be one that you want to tout or brag about. I know saying that I went to anger immediately is not something that I guess I should be broadcasting as a minister or as your minister, but you know what? That is what it was for me. What was yours? And this is the phrase I want you to hold on to. God is greater than whatever that experience was, whatever that feeling was. Was it fear? Was it anger? Was it sadness? What was it? God is greater than that. And you've got proof. You've lived long enough to see it come around. You've lived long enough to know that God expressing through you is greater than what you are experiencing in any given moment. And the interesting thing about that in our New Thought teachings is that God is in that moment and is greater than that moment. You know, the dark places, the shadows are hard to look at. It's hard for us to see this, but they would not be visible if there wasn't light present, because you have no contrast. You wouldn't even know you were in the dark. You wouldn't know that it was dark if somehow, somewhere, there wasn't a source of light. I had a fire in my house many years ago in my meditation room. It was all on me. That happened. I left a candle and, and so on and so forth. The fire was self-contained, which the insurance gentleman said, you know what, this is a miracle. I said, I want that on the insurance paper. But the room had gotten so hot and had burned so badly that when I opened the door to the room, it was scary to take a step. It was like an abyss. It was so dark, I couldn't see the darkness. It was so absent of light. But as soon as I cracked that door open and just the tiniest bit of light came through, I could see the darkness. The light is really always there. And the darkness reminds us that the light is always there, because we couldn't see the darkness without it. There is only one presence, one power, active as the universe and as my life. That is God the good. Doesn't take a day off. Never doesn't pick up the phone. God is ever present. God is greater than. You know, the time of being in opposition and picking sides and having an opinion and posting things that are as fiery and as angry as anything that we've seen to date. Because those words, and we're going to talk about this next week, those words carry power. The time for opposition has passed. It is time now to step into and align with that one presence and that one power. Now, it may sound like I am talking to those folks that were scaling the Capitol wall. Those aren't the folks I'm talking to, because I venture to guess they don't probably frequent this YouTube channel. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me. It is time to step up to a higher level of consciousness around this and have a deeper connection to the oneness that we so strongly believe in. It's time. This is on us to be that now. And when it seems like we have lost our way and we cannot find our way back to that consciousness that God is greater than, and that I am the expression of God, when we find it difficult, and I say we, I mean me, when it is difficult to remember that, I would like to share the wisdom of one of my favorite doctors. And I strongly suggest that you consult this doctor if you get to that point that you can't remember that God is greater than this. And that is Dr. Seuss. In his 5 lessons in life, his 5th lesson is this: today I shall behave as if this is the day I will be remembered for. That'll help you remember. That'll help move you back to recognizing that whatever we are experiencing in a given moment, and whatever our perception of that experience is in any given moment, God is greater than, fill in the blank. God is greater than. And our work is to remember, just to remember that truth. And we have tools, folks. We've got what we need to implement a consciousness of God is greater than. We have prayer. This is the conversation that we have with the God expression that we connect to. Prayer. And it can be while you're washing the dishes, or as Edwin Gaines says, it can be when you're taking out the kitty litter. Prayer. To pray without ceasing. Grandma Main would say, open the day with good morning, God, and close the day with amen. Prayer. There is power in that tool. And the time. Take the time to be thought-filled, to be mindful of your words, of your thoughts. And this we practice in meditation. It is through prayer and meditation, as we say in unity. And remember who we co-create with. The God consciousness is who we co-create with. That one presence, that one power, that God consciousness is who we are co-creating with. That makes you want to show up for work, doesn't it? The work of co-creating in your life. I get to co-create with God, my God expression. Those are tools and those are gifts. And they are available to us all the time. No shipping. You just open yourself to the presence and the power of prayer. You sit quiet and with the stillness and allow yourself to be mindful. And you remember that you are a co-creator with God. And God is greater than. This is a win-win, folks. And Catherine Ponder reminds us when she says, nothing but good can come into our lives, for God is in charge. God is in charge. God is greater than. My friends, I invite you into this thought that you might find solace and peace and understanding, that you might be able to move back to a place in your prayer time with your stillness of meditation, whatever that looks like. And remembering that you are a co-creator, that all is well. God is greater than. Thank you. Namaste. And we will now enjoy the music. of Ryan Biter with an original song written by Ryan Biter, All Is Well. Namaste, my friends.
Hey everyone, this is a tune of mine called All Is Well. It's sort of a quiet tune, and I hope you all are doing okay out there. So, here you go. My heart is open and my mouth is closed. Pain and fear, no, I don't need those. Sunset, sunrise, seeing this world with my own two eyes, it's tough, but it is good. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul, with my soul, with my soul, with my soul. I'm gonna wake up early, gonna eat good food, I'm gonna spread this love, that's what I'll do for you and for me. I will love my neighbor, I will lend a hand, I will make this earth a sacred land for me and for you. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul. You better change right now like you know you should. You better change right now. Be some earthly good. Take a chance and fall in love with everyone. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul, with my soul. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul.
Thank you, Ryan. That was just spot on, wasn't it? Thank you. I want to remind you that next week we will be speaking about words are powerful. Speak responsibly. Won't you join us right here on this YouTube channel? We probably will have a Zoom call service next week, so we'll get to see some faces that we recognize. So won't you join us on that? The Zoom link on that, of course, will be on the website at www.unityofflagstaff.org. And you can also see all of our messages on our YouTube channel at youtube.unityofflagstaff.org. Blessings, my friends, and remember, God is greater than. Namaste.